recently, Swiss Football League have announced that all matches have been suspended until at least the 23rd of March, and another WTA tennis tournament in China has been cancelled. Football in Italy is still badly affected. Tonight's Serie A game between Verona and Sampdoria is off, but Juventus have confirmed that their Coppa Italia semi-final with AC Milan will go ahead. Now, fans can attend, providing they have a membership address unaffected by the outbreak. Lecce against Atalanta was one of only 5 top-flight games to take place over the weekend. That's all of the sport for now. Jane Dougal will have more for you in Sports Day. That's at 6:30.
Great, thank you very much, and we'll have more from the Sports Centre later. It's 5:37. More on the main story, the worsening situation surrounding the global outbreak of coronavirus, including here in the UK, where the total number of cases has now increased to 40. The EU has raised the coronavirus risk level from moderate to high, with a number of events across the world being postponed or cancelled altogether. In Paris, for example, the most visited museum in the world, the Louvre, remains shut. The country's health minister has also advised people to stop participating in the traditional bise, that is the greeting by kissing someone on both cheeks in France. And in Italy, Europe's worst affected country, all sporting events have been postponed in the affected regions until at least the weekend. In rugby, meetings are still taking place about the future of the Six Nations Championship. The Ireland game against Italy has already been postponed. In Switzerland, the government has banned public events of more than 1,000 people, leading to the cancellation of the Geneva Motor Show. And in Amsterdam, Nike has closed its headquarters until Wednesday after an employee was infected there. And further afield, Qatar has cancelled the opening MotoGP race of the season because of travel restrictions on visitors from Italy. The list goes on and on. So just how worried should people be? And again, we've been talking about practical measures earlier. How can people better protect themselves? Jennifer Rohn is with me, who's a cell biologist at University College London. And it's good to have you with us, Jennifer. Thanks very much. Okay, so the Prime Minister's even saying, wash your hands and stuff. If you were to give a list of things to people which are practical, reasonable, proportionate, which will have a proper effect, what would they be?
Well, washing your hands would be the top of my list. And the second thing would be to try really hard not to touch your face with your own hands. It is an instinct. We all do it all throughout the day, and that's one of the main reasons how you can get infected with viruses.
When we look at hand washing or using other materials to clean our hands, one of the questions I saw online today from a viewer was, should people be using sanitizers or should they be using soap and water? What's your answer to that?
I think they're both okay. Soap and water, nice hot water. It's a classic, whether you sing Happy Birthday twice, like Boris Johnson suggests, or just doing it thoroughly and doing it often is a very good thing to do.
When people look at the efficacy of measures like that, they immediately think about door handles and seats on trains and all the rest of it. And for that reason, lots of people think that, you may actually want to just wash your hands, but within literally 30 seconds, the effects of that could just have gone. Is that fair?
It is fair. And in fact, every time someone goes toward me with a handshake, I find myself not wanting to. It is something we never think about, but it is true. As you say, we touch things all the time. We touch ourselves, we touch the surfaces, we touch the doorknobs, we touch keyboards. It is really hard to avoid, and I don't think it's possible, really, to completely avoid this risk.
You think of, because we're here in the BBC, we're a building like this, which shares lots of characteristics with others, where people share desks. There's an endless kind of range of people just basically sharing the same desk. That, again, I would have thought is a kind of recipe for passing things on.
It is, but it probably pales in comparison with your morning commute. If you're crammed in on the London Underground or on a bus, you cannot avoid. It's like trying to stop the wind in some ways. In some ways, there is nothing we can do, but we can take these simple precautions, washing your hands as much as you can stand.
Does wearing a mask make any difference?
Well, a mask can, of course, block a big, large goblet of sputum or something. It can block moisture, but they don't tend to fit very well, the cheap ones that you see being sold nowadays. And viruses can go through those. Viruses can get into your eyes. And a lot of people don't wear masks properly. They tend to fiddle with them and take them off when they're not using them. I don't know. I feel like it might give you a sense of false security using a mask, but it certainly can't hurt. having said that, I'm not wearing a mask, and I don't think I will for the foreseeable future.
So we've dealt with masks. We've talked about not touching face and stuff and hands. Anything else?
Well, travel is a big one. I mean, people are starting to wonder, should I go on holiday? Should I take that trip that I booked, this business trip? Should I cancel it? I've had friends cancel their business trips. I mean, this is a personal choice, but surely being on an airplane and going to a foreign country is not the best thing if you want to avoid catching something.
Where do you class the level of the public's knowledge or information or education on this? Do you think that in the last few weeks there's been a noticeable uptake of searches for information and trying to find out what the good thing is, without it getting to the pitch where people are panicking? People are certainly clearly alarmed at the possibility, especially when the Prime Minister turns up and says, well, this could be a much bigger problem in the days and weeks ahead. Where do you class people's level of, I suppose, intelligence about the potential?
I think people are very well informed. They've been keeping up to date. People are worried. I get a lot of inquiries myself. I tried to buy some hand sanitizer today. I went to 5 different booths. It completely failed. All the shelves are clear. This isn't a good thing anyway. People are buying hand sanitizer and they're using it. So that message is getting through.
Jennifer, it's good to talk to you, and people will have been listening very carefully. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks a lot.